Organ Jean Zambama Gezardum Bola Yamson Joko Mujuni Bama Johnny Giza Gordon Gandro Mambo Corti Giza Dodge Shinji Labja Zonger Bama Zerda Organ Jean Zambama Gezardum Bol Yamson Joko Mujuni Bama Johnny Giza Gordon Gandro Mambo Corti Giza Dodge Shinji Labja Gara Bama Serdo Hordia Jana Jantan Bama Gezar Dombo Layam Zan Jokong Bama Johnny Jeza Dangordon Gandro Mambo Gorgi Jeza Dodro Shenji Labja Shasa Gara Bama Serdo Oma Banzer Gara Bama Serdo Oma Banzer Gara Bama Serdo Oma Banzerangara Bama Sardo, Oma Banzerangara Bama Sardo, Oma Banzerangara Bama Sardo, Oma Banzerangara Bama Sardo, Jela da Chansora da Bindi, da Soganda Nibi Sabjos, Nadan Warbon Dabjo Javad, Chudan Rajim Beram Zad, Sor, Jumdan Dingumbo Jambi on la Janza. Lo Ganga Lodrö Jumni Jumja Nyeda Namda Rabsarve Janye Donga Jevjans Nidye Dagra Lawam Zanganda Jabi Zona Maru Mando Dumara Jizar Rozo Ganla Vaja Dabje Yala Dubja Yandans Dudra Jedro Nyamonya Lon Leje Jado Jomza Jamaru Mazer Dumara Myak Janye Jomza Radana Done Daja Zabjinda Yunda Lizo Jade Doga Jada Jada Jani Yante Do Masirin Jahura Yala and the Umara Bazanada 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 Jijin Jero Wazirajim Dolo the Membaraza Guadan Damju Jean Lo Dobai Lodrö Bobi Nawa Keda Soro Nyarje Jembo Zordan Nime Jean Zone Molum Jembo Ngajat Pagra Darngam Zandu Jermodo Tumba Tiji Janla Janzalo Tani Terandana Jipi Gendamba Nambare Tani Ngacho Chujivare Samala, the Gonjo Delacan Samjigin. Tani Naso Terandala Navshokomare, Tani Pobare, Mambos and the Latinita Pim, Tani Naso Samandini Yamdan Zomne, then Samala Kavdashia. Good
evening to everybody who has come this evening. I'm extremely pleased to have the opportunity to be able to engage in conversation with you all. And the topic for this evening's teaching is combining ancient wisdom, the ancient wisdom of Buddhism and modern science to achieve happiness.
Tani nangchu zina kanjizela zeyo tani namba changma tani hako re tani charik zina ngacho tari jambala zegme zo tani simkhumruk bala zegre te indi tani navshok tani simkhumruk ba zinanja shirtang simkhumruk ba ta tani ngacho nangchu la tani ngacho simkhatola dekhi kanji debgo tani ko la kalda shigre.
So Buddhism, what Buddhism is, needs no real elaboration. And in terms of science, I'm going to speak tonight mainly from the point of view of psychology, how we combine these two approaches to achieve happiness.
Tani sherdang acho nangchu ziyate, tani acho sim gotola demo ke boyongya, tani kyambaz mare.
Ordinarily, when we speak of Buddhism, we don't simply mean bringing happiness to our mind.
Tani semkam rigbazena koranga muir zo de teninga zo perna semga tola tatanga zo mambo zka semga tola tani marke patang tani semga tola maldeva mambo ztini yungu yore te tinga zo perna leka le goya mambo raoda tani jo shawa leka mambo ta tani samlo tang tanya mambo tini yondi tani semga tola sem marke patini mambo yungu yore te na semkam rigbazya ta te korang tachu shia zamzre.
But psychology rather looks at resolving the various problems and stresses that arise from the challenges that we confront in our daily lives.
Tani nangchu tini ngaso semga tola tini marke patang maldeva tang tini yona ngaso nambi chu yang te mepashi tabgare rete tini kwaranga gubate teschipo mare tini ngaso tini tarwa tang tamchim khemba zenata tarwa thopa tang sarje kompang thoyanda da tindi korwa nangchula tindi tini kola musarga tindi tini nipa yore.
So while the Buddhist tradition does have practices that are able to bring peace to our minds and resolve our unhappiness, this is not its exclusive preserve. The Buddhist tradition has additional goals of liberation and the attainment of Buddhahood.
Tani ngaso ngama tirap jorgepa tirap jirgapa tani nangla tani mernam ga samlo kanji samgare zena tani muso zena tani ngaso la pamjori yargin rogo res tani ngaso pamjori yargi sone tani re sona tani ta ngaso manduk baga ke yo mare tele jambak go mare se ngaso mutsangmala tani demo ke bo yongya tani pamjori yargi sona tin jig yore tele jambak go mare se tani koso tani memambo tani samyang samgare tani memambo tani khag tani mambo labare memambo pecha yang mambo tani jiore.
During the 18th and 19th centuries, many people believed that economic development and economic progress alone would result in happiness. So many people spoke about this, many people penned treatises and books.
The yina teni ngaso tendi teni le labos mare teni ta tarta raboina teni ngaso mamboz ko lo teni nigya samja teni larang la kable mambo jamni teni pamjur ko tola tsama mbasa mambo shini teni zambolang la teni ta pamjur teni yargepe halipa teni yashimbo sonyo teni ne kabres.
However, now we can realize that it's not as easy as that. 200 or 300 years afterwards, we've gone through a lot of hardship and have strived very hard to reach that goal. And we are now at a point of very significant material affluence.
Tani tarta ngaso pamjur yargi soni tindrije yona karti ngaso ngama tirip chojib chirga so na latini ngaso manam gutini sam chirte karti yang tak bayinna tani tarta ngaso mambo zut pamjur yargi son tawi jise tani sem gotola halepa demo ta kebo dekhi pasum zoban rawo ta mare pa ta manim ba ka ke meba tindis reo gore ngaso karti ngama ngaso tini samlo tayate yang tak bayinna tindi yo gore jeti ta yona tindi yo mares.
If the predictions of the 18th and 19th centuries were accurate, that by achieving a high standard of economic development, we would surely achieve happiness. If these predictions were correct, then by rights we should be extremely happy, extremely well off today.
Tani tata nga so pamjur yargi song tsarkin tani perna nashok jakr mambo nashok jakr ko nala yong ke me mambo ztini pamjur ko thone na ngoni tane lipa chamthumbu tandila tani ta lep tsarre yenna tani ta ngama ga samlon rawo ngama ga samchen rawo tindi mare ta nga yang kir nga so pamjur kandi yar sona yang sem ko thola yang mare pa ta dumr tandi mambo tani tata yong yore te yongwati Then also, certain chokpak sini ta sem ko tola dungur mambo yongore teni shepaz mare teni tsarik baga dirib sheka nilo ngapchi thamba rangla koso teni jimjig mambu shini teni jima tata kande hago yore zina teni ngazo pamjurti ngazo manavla teni demo chepo yongya teni jachimbo shetab ko menduze tezi de yore da jachimbo shetab ko menduze.
In the world today, particularly among Western countries, there are people who have now reached an extremely high level of material living, material affluence. However, this does not mean that they are happy. In fact, there are a lot of people who experience still great suffering. Looking at the predicting how things are going to be in the future, many scientists now concur that economic development won't bring much additional happiness.
Tenita sem gotola tenita kable mamboyong sem gotola nunshig mamboyong teni sem gotola teni markiba mamboyong di teni mambo kale teni mambo teni sem gotola teni nat semnat ten jada manda teni mamboyong yore ti semnat teso mangla ta chu tongser kana ze anjao ta kerkyang teni ta sambaze anjata tenji na teso lori chemang ro yore sitata.
So, given the stressful lifestyles that people lead, their amount of pressure and the pace of their lifestyles, the number of mental illnesses are every year on the increase, whether it be depression or feelings of extreme loneliness and things like this.
Tani tenji ngaso sem ko tola marke bada mambo yongwe ti gimsanji tani ngaso tani zamlang tarindi shortin soba nyamrir jatsoko zamlan shortin soba zeati martini zamlang tola sarjak cheya gari zena ngaso tiribni shita chik bagnala tani mo nam tani khchik chiwi tani jirkin zu gang duzina jirkin sim duzi jide gang zena tani ngaso eins na terin duzi nibadi gang zena tani nganchan aizi andi aichen nganchen terin duzi tani simbada ngaso tongsir gna tere zini da tani marsarjak sheyore.
In the 21st century, the United Nations, I'm trying to think of the name, the organization that deals with health and hygiene, has predicted that the three major serious illnesses or diseases for the next century will be AIDS, cancer, and depression.
Tani yang ngaso tirimni shi tsachi bagnala ngaso motso tani rangchok joyati tani haliba tani yang motso tani chiwi tani girkin samban rawo girkin tangbo dan niba dan samba gnala lebyong gores motso tani rangchok jopati tani rangchok jopati tani mang cheshu gacha thambati gani yong yore zina tani tongsir kanala tani yong yore zin tani lab kandos.
There's also a prediction that suicide will become one of the serious causes of death too. And it is also said that 80% of suicide victims or suicide attempts happen due to depression.
Tani tongsir kana simkum kana tani mambo yong goi jimsang kanji re danga zo samlo tang go ndoze ya tinga zo berna pamjurno yargires ngamali tani ta janjir tongjer yargin ro sarre na Amerigal dawo nurshok jarka mambo zula lo juje thamba nala tani khorang chogo tani pamjur mo ger ko tani yongbobte tani simjir simlok yar tani comparison dos.
We really need to ask ourselves why it is that mental illnesses such as depression and the like are on the increase. After all, we've seen a very great extent of material development. In fact, over the last 40 years, the incomes of people in the West have increased threefold.
Tani tetang nyamde, ngaso pamjur yargi tani songa tetang nyamde, tani mul nam go tani sem go tok na shongi nat tongser go na zeyando, tani yang lo jichu thamba na la, jigu tiksi thamba ni nistong go lo partere tani lo juji thamba na la ya dap chi thamba yar jingir jemang rendus.
But during this period of time from the 1960 to the year 2000, over a period of 40 years, the number of depression sufferers increased tenfold.
Tani ta country rese ta mambo to pa ke yo rese tani ta kare rese tani nga so kabli mambo gya tani longshu ngubo mambo sak oya tani shi ta nga so khangba na ngamali gya chimbore tani moda korea na ngamali ji zigbore tani zaya kyuya gangthone na nga so ngamala ta na tini to yergi rendos yina tani ngarang so ta ta sem gu kha magang ya da tani sem gu tola dengar tini mambo zo yongwi gemchen country rese ta nga so tini ngupo mambo yo ti zaya kyuya nda so tini ngala ngamale yakbo yo na te nga so sem gu tola demo da kebo yonggo re wazi te yonggo mendwa sem gu tola tele jang dengar yonggo te country rese ne te mambo to baza yo res.
So many people are asking the question, why is it during this time when our material standard of living has improved ostensibly so much? We're driving better cars than we used to, we're living in fancier houses than we used to, the food we eat, the clothes we wear, everything is better materially than it used to be. However, we're not in fact happier. In fact, unhappiness is more prevalent than it used to be. So many people are asking the questions as to why this is the case.
Tani ti kapsa nga so may mangbo ta nga so kangbandu tani nga so langkorandu nga so zayandu koyandu chamandu rete tarong nga so la tani ta chi demo dan ke boyong tab ko mandu tani te indi tani tarong yang nga so la goya jambas tani do jambas nga so la gosare ma to di mama yena nga so tani ta gormo yo na tani nga so ke boyong gore ngubo yo na ke boyong gore samni nga so tani samnyong re nga so sama tani samlo tang nyong re rete tarta tani yong mandu te meti tani tarong jambas go ndu samni te masama tani sam go yore se tarta.
So, on account of the fact that this improvement in material conditions is not leading to happiness, many people are starting to realize or starting to think that they need something in addition to this. They need something in addition to their houses and their cars. Whilst they might have once thought that these things were capable of bringing them happiness, they are starting to realize this isn't in fact the case.
Tanita mambo ka ta nga sola tarong jamba z go ndu samni tindi sam ge yore rete jamba ti kari go re zina ta ha go yo mar me mambo z ka ha go yo mare nga so chi go ndu ze ma to ba ha go yo mare.
But even though a lot of people are realizing that they need something more in addition to this material affluence, what that thing is, most people really have no idea. They're not clear about it.
Tanita nga so perna lipo la tini nga so perna de perna ngubo zaya kyonya te so tamche bo nga so lipo zubon de la go yore te nga so sama ha ko re perna nga so tona tani ta nga o nga zama go ndu sambate se na ha ko re tani nga so kha komna ta nga rang la chi go ndu samje te se na ha ko re tani chagna tini nga ro so ta gomba go ndu sambate cham sama ha ko re te pe sarvo re je rete ta sem ko nang la tini mambo dungol mambo shong sarvi kaps tani ta kan ri go ha go mdu ji chama ha go yo ma re je mang chi shu ta kan ri go chi go go ndu ina ha go mdu samne tani sam ndu os.
In terms of our physical needs, most people, it's extremely obvious. For example, if one is hungry, one needs food. If one is cold, one needs to put some clothes on. If one's thirsty, one needs water. We're very clear about what our physical needs are and how to go about satisfying them. But when we experience mental unhappiness and inner suffering, most people really don't have any idea about how they should go about satisfying these kinds of needs.
Tani ta ti kapsa tani nga so sem gana la dungor mambo shong tani shewi nerkabna tani soso gang go hama ko kapsa tani sem kum go mambala nga so tongo yore se mambala toni nga ran sem gana la tani yong do gandi je go re ni mambala tongo yore rete sem kum go mambe koran so ya tani te yakboza ha ko mdo ti mu samala mambo jinni tani manti zani ta maratini dungor to so mebashia 던지가 탑치는 도우지 샘컴과 만바소
So what a lot of people do when they encounter suffering, they turn to psychologists and psychiatrists, but these mental health professionals don't necessarily have a good idea themselves, and in fact prescribe a lot of medicine in order to make people's suffering go away.
tani 던지 인디 tini 당아서 샘컴과 만바가더니 만신지 마토바 잠바 탑시지요 제부요 말에 대지던데 인나한테니 만티티니 가주잖아 tani 샘거 돌아더니 다 반바 영랑보 용토금면도 네급스 대지 반반라고 용조레 마토바 tani 영랑보 용금면도지 tani 마용나 다 탑시 가리고 오래제나 tani 마망보즈금 디톨라 탑시 삼로 땅게요레다 있네요 탑시 약보즈라고요 말해스.
So psychiatrists don't really have at their disposal any better means. They have some therapies, of course, but they're mainly prescribing medicine. Medicine, however, is only capable of resolving some of these difficulties in a temporary sense. It's not a long-term way of addressing these difficulties. So in terms of what an effective long-term approach would be, many people are really starting to think about this, but often don't find the answers.
제티디니 가서 보바가 네서티 대지양 타드바리지 든지즈 마리지 아니 페장나 아서 열셔라더니 소르는 거 열셔라더니 사용 갑이네 겁나 아니 셔당 사차 잠발라 사용자 갑든지 시네 디 값스 드니 심금 거 만바페 만보 고요레 데 고위 짐승 가레제나 담미 만보고 드니 낭무티소 사용 거라 시 든지 레송이 값스 드니 미 만보고 다 낭무 시소나 그래서 심 등니 드니 거랑서 랑쪽 쟁근다 드니 빼 만보요레 사차 잠발라 드니 만보 용건도 드니 엔딩 가서 다 만보즈 다 보발라양 열실라 사용 잡이네 겁나 드니 고지레 삼니 데 그래서 심금 거 만바 만보 잡득치네 용도스.
The situation among Tibetans, though, is somewhat different. For example, during the earthquake, the major earthquake in Yushu, where many people died and there was a lot of suffering. In general, in situations where such disasters take place, there is perceived a great need for mental health professionals because a lot of people undergoing great suffering, there's a lot of people wanting to commit suicide and the like. And so when the Yushu earthquake happened, there were preparations made to send in a lot of mental health care workers.
tani koso semkum ko mamba mambo trapdik chini yung ndukta yina ti semkum ko mamba chikyang gu manduzi ti kapso chikyang go manduzi semkum ko mamba tani koso mi mambo ko tani sarngut pa sarngir gon kento so zena tani ta popa semka nala chuyore ti gimsin ji rezene koso tindi zegen dozi tindi ngaso sarngir ko tolata thon masong emago to masong da yina koso tindi ngaso tindi kapdashina tindi zegen do tindi ngaso samna.
And in fact, despite the fact that there were many healthcare workers arranged to go to Yushu, in actual fact, not a single one was needed. And journalists accounted for this situation, saying that it's due to the fact that Tibetans have religion that they didn't need these workers. And even though I myself personally didn't go to the earthquake region, I simply heard them saying this, but I believe it in fact to be true.
Teni jan pena lo ni gongla teni nga zo boba bomo zu da shirdan korang imba bobare korang zo korang ga phamaniga teni boba dagmadire reda morang teni da chung imbine kamne 저 보이다 볼 것도 돼서 약보 마시 든지시네 든지 저 보바 시가 든지 약보 맹킨 든지제 든지 연디 든지 지마 코랑 그 겸상라 든지 돈닥 대지 쇼네 네 코랑 셈 득니 든지 동실 끝났 때 템득시 때 테피 값스 든지 코랑 전두라 든지 만발라 든지 돈사 송요레 든지 만발라 돈사 셈금 그 만발라 돈사 송네 든지 만캉나라 든지 덴두 든지 나 코랑라 따사 송네 ngo시엔 nga korang la tasa songyam tani morang kati zengdo tani korang ga mamba ko kola te lab songse mamba ko kyorang boba ga shika me songi jimsin jire ma to boba lan tin nati yo mare je ko tindi zengdo ze morang la tindi lab songse mamba ga
A couple of years ago, there was a Tibetan girl who developed depression. Her parents were both Tibetans, but she grew up in a Chinese-speaking context and doesn't know how to speak Tibetan or doesn't know how to write Tibetan. So, in many ways, the development of her personality wasn't in lines of a typical Tibetan personality. Anyway, after she developed depression, she went to a hospital in Chengdu and sought help from a doctor there. It was during that time that I went, in fact, to see her, and the doctor who administered her in the hospital said, the fact that you've got this illness is on account of is due to the fact that you, in fact, don't have, or you've lost your Tibetan personality. This illness is something that Tibetans generally don't develop.
Tani tindi lamkang mambate te korang poban mareze te korang jareze korang tani Sichuan ga tani yami tindi reze mambate.
But the doctor who said this wasn't Tibetan himself. He was a Chinese from Sichuan province.
Tani ti thongni ngaso gare shiyoreze na te ngaso chu te la te tani te samlo tanya da tindi yona tani ti sem ko tola tani pamba yung doze ne ze goya ti gimsen tere ma to ba tani ngaso boba halipa yakbo yore ma to jambat so tani mare tani ka ja mare ngaso chu te tani samlo tang thamna ti sem ti kham te la yakbo pamba yung doze ta ti donda te tere si ti nangdon ti tere si.
In raising this example, my purpose is not to say that Tibetans are better than any other people or anything like that, but rather to point to the fact that this shows us that when one concerns oneself with religion or thinks about religion a bit, this has benefits to one's mind.
Jete yinna yang ngaso teni boba yinna ta karte chuta te sola samlo ya botang mathap teni ngaso shiga te par nyam o teni re sona teni ngaso machama chama chigbare jawore ngaso semga nala yang dungar mambo yongore teni semga nala mare pa yongore maki pa yongore teni mare pa da marke pa da kale kale teni tongsir ke nat zia teni tejin jore te chigbare machama chigbare.
However, we as Tibetans are the same as everyone else. Ultimately, if we lose our religion and our Tibetan character diminishes too, then we, like everyone else, will essentially succumb to the same conditions that lead to depression.
Tani nashoko tsarg pacho tani koso lor ngapchi tambagarang la tashishini tani mjew njungje mambo tarta thongyori ti nangla yang koso tindi labgandu ngacho chula tapa shinkan tang tani chula tapa mashinkan nika nangni tani chula tapa shinkan te koso tani dehjekum chonjang zena shinfu zhishu dehjekum chonjang zena ngacho jangga gyabni tani korang semla dehjet kanjindu ze korang semla dehjek nangwa de kanjindu thombo ta mamban de ko tsi gyawya tinjindu di thoni tindi tayona tani chula tapa shinkan te cho tani chula tapa machine kan so le tani dehjek tani to dehjek nangwa ti jangga de pen thombo re zene koso tindi zendu te yinjire ze tenga samna te gimsen da dambas resam ko yo.
Over the course of 50 years of research, researchers who have been looking into the relationship between religious faith and happiness have concluded that people with a religious faith have a higher happiness index than those without a religious faith. And I think that this finding is quite accurate.
Tani ngacho noshoko mai nari jami sharshoko jami nari pobai nari shetang mog toni shana sama chigbare se sama chigba ma to chabrji yo mare rini ge toni tezi tani chabri yore te yendi tani soso ngacho tani poban ra yena tani chuta tese go tola ta ngama ngacho ti phami kap rawo shini tabada tese go toni yaposhi matavna tani sem go toni tani nat so mambo yongore dungra mambo yongore sama chigbare.
In fact, all human beings are the same ultimately, except for a few cultural differences. So ultimately all humans, Tibetans, Westerners, Chinese, are in terms of their basic character the same as Tibetans. If we don't have the same degree of faith as our parents had in earlier generations, then we too will experience a decline in happiness and more mental illness.
Tani nga ma mi mangbo zu samlo tambayan na nga chu chu dwyati ji cheshi ma da tani chi tani zu ton da re ma to nga chun chowa dan rewa yo mare samni mamambo tani sam go nga chun chowa dan rewa yo mare nga chu chin da dan rewa yo mare chin da la de mo ki po na ta nga chu ji mambo sa go re long shu mambo yo na ti man ru ba ga ge yo mare samni tani sam go re ti samlo te ta ta norwa yam ba te tani chama ha ko yong go re charu ge yo te la. So,
in previous times or in earlier times, many people thought that religion is something that only brings us benefit in our future existences, or it's not something that primarily brings us benefit in this life or in terms of our actual lives. However, the general feeling was that what brings benefit directly in this life is the accumulation of wealth and material possessions, etc. However, this is a belief that we now know and many scientists know is mistaken.
Tani tripcha jamba zte kangrezna den aso sem derez te nika de nyamzun zomna tani mozine tini zegores.
So humans, there are obviously 7 billion humans on the planet. We are essentially a composite of a material aspect and a psychological aspect.
Tani ngaso mtela tripcha ni yopi gemsenki tani ngaso min chowa tela ya ni ores chowa tela ni chide gare ngaran chogo teni zgbo o teni mukta nata nawata chi on nduso gon choware muk taya ga zya bogore nawa ga nala nya ga janyem bogore kanala zaya ga teni ze jimbo go yore teso sama nga cho teni ngubo go teni korang go gumkore ze ti korang ngubo gon chowa ze ni ten chowa chigres.
So given that we've got these two aspects or these two parts, we essentially have two lives. In terms of our material life or our physical life, we have our senses, our eyes, our ears, our mouth, etc. And our needs in respect of these things are to taste delicious food, for example, hear pleasant sounding things.
Teni chowa nipati kangrezena nga cho zupo gon chowa ta ngupo gon chowa te tangbore teni chowa nipati kangrezena teni nga cho sem gon chowa te reze nga cho semkam gon chowa te re. Teni semkam gun chowa ti nangla teni pena nga cho zuk nga cho ngubo gun chowa ga nangla nga cho pena zuk yakbo janyambo o teni zhimbo teso goan tedang ten jawa goni teni tedang chikbare nga cho semkam gun chowa tela yang teni nga cho semba de ke bo yong ya dang semba la teni dekhe ke nangwa yong ya teni semkam gun chowa ti nangla yang tesam lo tang go re. Teni kakaresi, teni tatat barezi, chiti ngupo gun choare, chiti sem gun choare, te nga cho moschik la yenna, te ni de gogorezi, te nika te gogorezi. Te gowi gimtsang ka rezi na, ngarang cho mozewati, sheka te ngupo re, sheka te sem re, te yenna, teni sem la panya ga teni chowa chik gogore, ngupo la panya ga chowa chik gogore, te yendi, nga chun chowa te la, sem kum gun chowa ze yashik ta, ngupo gun chowa ze yashik te, ni gowi gimtsang te, nga cho mo kwarang ga teni, Tsawi gungko tindis yorese, macho mo korang la tini tsawi tone tindis go yorese.
So in addition to these basic needs of our physical or material parts, we also have the needs of our mind or our inner needs. So just as we desire pleasant things to satisfy the needs of our eyes and pleasant sounds to satisfy the needs of our ears, delicious taste to satisfy the needs of our taste, so too do we need happiness and joy to fulfill the needs of our mind, our inner needs. And it's on account of the fact that we are comprised of these two parts, these two separate parts, that we have essentially two lives deriving from these two aspects of ourselves, and therefore sets of needs relevant to and stemming from each of these composite parts of our human existence.
Teni te nika te tonga tola te nika te gogo rete ina nga so mambo zga teni nga so ngupo teni chwa chikpo te la samlo tang de ya ma to ba teni sem ga nang chwa te la mi mambo samlo tang yo mares nga so ngupo nang chwa te la ngarang la o teni chi teni langkhur zgbo kandi nyo go yo khamba chimbo kandi nyo go teni ngarang ngi khang na la gormo mambo kandi sak Deso kyangba la samlo tang de ma to ba ngarang ko sem te yar je tong ya kan di gore ngarang ko sem de ke bo yong ya kan di gore samni te samlo tang mendu se te me pi gemsang kare je na khorang ko ta nga chu ngubo mambo yo pe na langkhor yak bo yo tini khangba yak bo yo gormo mambo yo na ti nga chu sem te yang ke bo yong gore samni nga chu te samdu te nga chu norwa re se te yong ko mendu se.
So despite the fact that both of these parts of our composite existence need to be met, most people only really give their attention to material needs. They think about buying cars, buying houses, accumulating money in the bank, and they in fact don't put much attention on their inner needs, the needs of their mind. In actual fact, the reason for this is because they mistakenly believe that these material needs, fulfilling them, material possessions, etc., will in fact bring them inner happiness.
Teni sem demo dan kepo yongyate, teni ngupo te so marezi, teni korang loksa teni yang tele jamba chi go yores. Teni tele jamba ta teni nga so mi mambo tanga yan chu samlo ma tangwi jimsinji, ta kari go yo na samne teni samba ma to ba shig mendo ze ngarang lan de go yo re samne ko so shig yo marezi. Karte te shina nga so semkum ko mambala tong go marezi. Ta pena nga so powar tokna nga so mambala tong go mare o nga zamaza go ndu sam korang zamaza na te ko gyang jo re dungur yo marezi. Mambala tong go mare o teni ko kar komna o ngarang chintong go ndu samne korang rang de chintong na ten jugre ma to nga so mambala tong go mendo waze. Teni sem ga na la dungur yo na korang la chi go yo re. Te go chi to korang ga ndre sambate ko so na teni korang ga te o 잡득 시장나 된 정도로 마도 만발았던 그 김승요 말에 레딩 아주때 하고요 말이지.
But in actual fact, what the needs of our mind are, what we need to satisfy their needs is something that we don't understand. Whilst we're very clear about the fact that when we're hungry or thirsty, we need food or water, in terms of how we go about meeting our inner needs, this is something we're not clear about. If we were, then there would be no need for us to rely on psychiatrists, for example. We would be clear, for example, when suffering arose in our mind, what we needed to do to address this need.
보바소의 나페나 너쇼라용 어야 티네 아메리카라 데나다 캐나다 데나야 사차잠발라 데나다 티 종치르그나라 데차티타 까블레만 부잡고 요레 드닌 초와가 토라 논식만 보요레 레가가 토라 논식만 보요레 드니 레가가 토라 잔츠디만 보요레 마당 미팔란 잔츠만 보요레 드니 종치르 디나라 데나 드니 종치르 디나가 뭐 참아 딘디나 드니 나랑 총 대당 냠드 대소고 잡란 로야마 토파 탑시요 마레 Teni tenjiri sonti teni nga so kale ngarang so semnang la yang te dungur te so tamje bo yungure sama chikpari te so zabzab yakpo she matam na teni dungur semtokla dungur te so mambo yung teni semtokla dungur yung ner kamna ta korang dungur te meba che ya ga tapshi de kang nga so ha ma ko che tenri shi ti teni nga so la yang jamba tang rapore teni nga so la yang semkum ko thola na shona teni mambala ton ta manza tenri shi ke rores tenri shi yungres
So many Tibetans arriving in Western countries, places like Canada and America, have to work very, very hard. They face a lot of stress and pressures in their working lives. There's a lot of competition. And for many people, it's very easy, given that this is the way that dominant society functions to really fall into these patterns. And given that mental suffering easily arises in such situations, not knowing methods of about how to address this suffering, then Tibetans very easily, like everyone else, will turn to mental health professionals, start taking medicine to address their suffering, and it appears that this is in fact a direction that is likely to, or ultimately a situation that's likely to take place. And if it does, it'll be a very, very sad and sorry thing indeed.
Zambalang Sharshop and Jamina Laina, the Coransolatini, Chulula Tabashin, Mambo Pay, Chemang Rore, Kashin Nanchula Tabashiore, Kashin Ishi Chulula Tabashin Yore, Mambo Rez. Then in Nushola and Tetan Rabore, then also Bobayana, Tetan Rabore, Tini, Samangamani, Tini, Tabayode, Rete Yina, Natsutini, Chu Tola to Yankir Samagatini, Yamlinda, Tini Yabushi Matavana, then also save Shimala. Demo young may on Telejan Caboreta, saying Ditola, Demo Chipon gonna pay Cavli Cabore and doze. Maso Nama, some Lutin Mambos Gosami, Maso Gurmo, Natin Juko, Telejamba go maze in the Dendi Mambo share it at day, Nora Yambata, Samahakos are raised.
So the number of people in the East, particularly in China, who are developing religious faith is constantly increasing. There are a lot of Buddhists and Christians in China, a lot of people with religious faith in the West, and clearly Tibetans retain the Buddhist faith that they traditionally have. However, unless we take a renewed approach to the practice of our religion, then without speaking about the benefit it will bring us in future lives, it will be very difficult for us to bring us benefit in this life.
Then I don't Zambolanga Tola, Sharian, Sharshola, Navshola, Mazo Bobaga Chusona, Pay Mambo Duzi, Kanayana Mambo to Tonchir Chikanala, Mambo Duzi. Reti Nala, Tini Lojon, she didn't as a Bobby Chusokonala, Lojon, she didn't then Yana, Tini the Nashokom Marinduzi, Yana, Yaminda, Yana, Sharshokom, Tini Jambarindu, Mazo Bobatso, Tini the Chusok, as a Bobby Chusonala, Sony Lojon Shinkenta. There
are, in general, a lot of Dharma centers in Western countries. However, in general, the number of Tibetans who attend these Dharma centers and study the Dharma are very, very few. Either it's Western students or Chinese students, but the number of Tibetans who attend the Dharma centers and study Buddhism are then very few indeed.
Then I took Chuso Nala only Lojon she denkenta. Then Yana Yaman Rawata, Yana Telezam Bitini Sharshokomatisore, Yana Noshokomares. Koso Lojon she go on the was. Then he Koso Lojon she go nothing as a Bobatso, then he Chusokonala only Lojon she go was. Then Margovi Gimson Kariri as a San Lotango on those.
The reason for why this is the situation, the reason for this situation is something we really need to think about. Why is it that the people who are studying the Dharma in these centers are either Westerners or Chinese? Why aren't there more Tibetans? We really need to think about why this is the case.
Then I think I go marrying, I took Tabayoring, I saw Bobatsamala, Boguchon, then the Chonshon becoming I took Tabayoring, I took Lojon go Marizina. They Marizi. I took Tapa Yori, Tapari, Dembari, Yori, Rapin, and I saw, oh, Sanji Yapori, Chu Yapori, Genda Yapori, not Tabayo in this area. Then that's Sanji Kandi Yapore, Chu Kandi Yapore, the Gendan Kandi Yapore, you look Jimson Kandi, Karanchi loved Tazina. Then I saw Sheshigame was an answer Sheshigmare, or Taranga, Abba Amatiso, and Yapore, and do that in this Ramatoba, Mazo Shigmares. Capitan Atso Lonyon so Shigmaduzi. Indina, Yabotsavani Mandangazo, till Hojon de Yaboshiade, Pekarchim Boris, and Azo Chusokon Alando, and Hojon Yaboshiade, Pekarchim Boris.
Well, we can't afford to rest on our laurels and say, well, I am a Buddhist, I already have Buddhist faith, and so it's not necessary for me to study these things. I already believe in the Dharma, believe in the Buddha, like the Dharma, like the Buddha. If we were to ask, well, why do you like the Buddha? What's good about the Buddha? What's good about the Dharma? Then, in fact, many people wouldn't be able to answer. They wouldn't be able to say why this is the case, except perhaps that their parents told them that this is the way things are. So it's very, very important that we study the Dharma as Tibetans, and in particular young people commit themselves to the study of Buddhism.
Tani talo ngarangina tani dawakashi ngola tani sharshokla songbayin tani tinala popa ga chusota traba mambo thusongze tani tarta nga chon tani America da Canada saja mambo songye lama traba mambo tani thusongte chamala nge kaja zhigo yoze nga cho kanri re gendo nga cho tani lojong shinken josu shusokna la lojong shinken te kanri re yamireta nushokomareta nga cho popa kanri yong gendo sasan de la popa kanri yo zhigo yoze Yena nga tsu nge sacha chik la tini yakbon duguzi, sacha chik Amerika ga sacha chik nangla shirtang tena boba mambo mendu, boba gya yanchu nigya manchu tini zi le mendu, tini mendu te yena taso ko tsu tini chusok chik nangla tini namgin drogun duguzi. Te chikpo ma tongpa yampa tini nga tsu bobi chusok nangla drongkan ka tini boba tini nge rig ma songzi, yo kiri, yena nge rig ma songzi, rete nge rig pa ti tsu tamchupa mendro khin takdak rin duguzi. Tindri na tsawan indri kumandu wazi, keso go samlo stango ore, jimsang kanri reze, nga tso tini loshong che mayo go jimsang. Tini perna, nga tso nushok kumandu so, korang tso tini, nga tso njikting ka toni, hape tini koso rigni ka chitso pen thumbu rewa, zanrig shigare, zanyi rigba shigare, semkam rigba shigare, mambo shigare, korang tso nga tso chula loshong che kando wazi. Tani sharshok kumandu perna jami ta re, Yami manda nga tsu sharshok me mambo, korang tso yang rinni ka chuzo halibam thombo rinduwa. Rete rinni ka chuzo thombo yung kenta sogo tini nga rang tso chu nala yung ne sama lojong chega yore. Tini nga tsu sami tini tini thongchim shega manduwa. Tini rang tso tini ngoni tani samlo tangko sari maa toba. Tini nga tsu tini zin rikam mandugu zi. Nga samlan rikam mandug samgo yozi. Rete chikshi na chuzo, tini mare nga tsu la tili jimtsin yakzi yozi. Rishi yakbo gyabki yo na hako marita. Nga samlo tana tini rishi chik gyabki mandug samgo yozi.
Earlier this year, I traveled to several Asian countries and met with many monks and lamas from Dharma centers there. And then over the past couple of months, I've also traveled around North America and also met with a lot of monks and lamas representing various Dharma centers. I spoke to both groups at length about who it is, in fact, who attend the Dharma centers and who the students of Buddhism are. Are they Westerners? Are they Chinese? Are they Tibetans? And almost without exception, they claim that Tibetans don't attend the Dharma centers and don't study Buddhism. Over my travels in America, of all the places I visited, there was only one place where I felt the situation was quite okay. That was a place where there was only a community of around 100 Tibetans, but they generally attended the Dharma center and studied Buddhism as well. Why this is the case, we really need to ask ourselves. If we look at the situation of Westerners, they have, in terms of worldly accomplishments and education levels, they've got relatively high levels of achievement, and yet they still study the Dharma, or they are students of the Dharma. Chinese, similarly, there are Chinese of high education levels and they study the Dharma, so why is it that we don't? Is there a reason for this? Maybe there are in fact cases of where Tibetans do attend Dharma centers and do study the Dharma. Such cases probably exist. I didn't encounter them myself, and perhaps you might say there's a good explanation for why things are the way they are. Perhaps that's the case, but I can't think of what it would be.
Tani ta nga chu sem yarge tini tang sem go toni dengmur mepa che sem yarge tang gona ti thapshi tang tani gumthap gum gyablu te chu nga chu popi tini to pecha ga na la yo pan ra zampol lang na chawani menduse te nga chu poba khashi ga na la nga chu yakbore nga chu rawo chi kyam mendu te mare je nga chu zampol lang gum sedang se ka ta na te nga chu bo ke tini ka tang yigi ga na la yong kheng ga tindi ga gumthap ra ta man ra zu ten zambalong ka kar chicken nang la yong menduze tendi mambo zinduze rete ngara so te yona lojong ma shena phamba menduwas.
In terms of ways to achieve mental happiness and to eliminate suffering, in terms of practices, concrete meditation practices, the Tibetan tradition has a wealth of knowledge. There are many books that detail such practices that are not available in a single other language in the world. Despite the fact that the Tibetan tradition has such an abundance of expertise in this area, if we don't read these books, if we don't acquaint ourselves with this knowledge, then it won't be any help to us.
Teni gomtap te so tamchet sim yarge tongwi gomtap te shigona teni ngazo boigda porke yakbo shigores rete teni ngazo phamat so game makarwaje teni bogo so teni to porke machine boig machine teni mambo yosare teni te yosona teni pe tapshi chushi ngumati te resi teni takoso jimangaso je Katan yike jamba zjane teni lojon che go yore rete katan yike jamba tinala tata penanga so yami nala yang teni yai nala teni gomthur mambo shirtang duzin du teni inji nala yang mambo yore rete nga so teni pok nala yopanda teni mambo zawani menduze te indi teni kyoso go teni katan yike teni bosola yana te loya tela halibagam thongshim go re ma to bata 소소 때란 당 맞음니 tindi 시장나 티페 쫑르가 할리바 침보레 무니 타니샤나 보고초라야나 딜리 노 체아디오 마레제 가서 tin디 다 결혼 메나 베나 결혼 쪽 보당 보모소라 보이 볼거 맞습나 돈지 돈이 결혼 쪽더니 부부모소 par 보급 잡니 par 피적 반다 오레세 par 피적 반다 오렌도 오레세 틴 당잡고 오레세
In order to be able to study these meditational methods which enable us to develop our minds and develop our inner selves, one needs to have a good level of Tibetan and Tibetan language. Whilst there are a lot of meditational practices in Chinese and in English too, there is nowhere near the amount that there is in the Tibetan language. However, if parents don't properly fulfill their responsibility and children can't speak Tibetan and they can't read Tibetan and end up having to read things in another language, then this is a very serious situation. It's extremely important that parents and everyone prioritizes and really pays a lot of attention to the study and preservation of the Tibetan language.
Teni ngacho muschik pena boba ka tabni kyongi phuk yense kyong ngacho pomur ka table men kyong ngacho pomur ka tabni mare mecho par phuk yense ni phut gona muschik yang phatab ka mare je rete phama cho teni phut gona pelle labore je kyorang ka bogu sola teni bogi ta porkat mashiwa jejo ta teni phutsar ore je omur ka tabni phutsar song je teni ka tola samlo tang go re ma to pa te le labo chawane mare phama so ngenkhar go re.
In terms of destroying the equality of Tibetans, the best way really is to eliminate the language, to create a situation where young children don't speak their own language, they don't speak Tibetan and they can't read Tibetan. And this is something that parents have a very key role in preventing.
Tani muruk chikpazi ki kandila zegarezi muruk chikzena kandiga mo kandis glab muruk chikze gore dang jab gore zambal langam khepa so kandis gore na muruk chikpa yen zena pena nga so mo jathamba pena nga so terang di nala mandini mambon sona ta koso muruk chik re da mare ze tindi ya shigona kandi goni shego yore zena jimsun jug tone tini ya shego yore jug tone ya shego yore jide kanre chikte katang yigi chikba yingken teso muruk chikba res ni te tani koran so samlo tang samlo wen kherso pena rentang ka tawan rawoda tani ga samlo tang sar chikba yingken teso la tani muruk chikba zega yores tani ni te tani pamjo sum te tani pamjur ko yonggo teso chikla ten yongken teso tani ta muruk chikba res tani sum te tani koran so tani sacha chikla de denke teso tani ta muruk chikba yenzene tani jig thone shak yores.
In general, if we're going to speak about a people, an ethnicity, then we are a united people, and a united ethnicity, we need to really think about what defines that ethnicity. For example, of the numerous people here tonight, how do we define, an ethnicity or a people among us? 4 different criteria have been offered for identifying an ethnicity or a people. The first being having a common language, a common spoken and or written language. The second being having a common cultural awareness or common value systems. The third being a common source of economy or a common economic foundation, and the fourth being a common area of dwelling in a common area, coming from the same place.
Tatindi jig goni shayo rete yena ti so ta tartan rapoina tinani ni res tinani ni tere ngaso pamjur ko yong ko chila tematin se ati tarta mambo shaki yo mare ngaso pena Bobanda na tini zambalala kala yang de ore ngaso pamjur ko yong ko chila tengi yo mare te muruk chigre go ore te tarta na tini zawa chimbo mare ani te tini ngaso sasak chila denken tini zege ore te yena te mare ngaso tarta rapoina pena ngaso boba yanare ten zambalala ko muruk mambo pena jami nare sama zambalala ko shala de gre nabla de gre rete tini ko so muruk chig bare zege ore tini te ni te tarta tondak chimbo mare tini tarta tondak chish Uni tane tini ta korang muruk chikpa re mare zini samshi anda ote gare zina chik tini korang so kai chigimen tesh tagre ni tini korang so samlo tanya tansir te chigimen te tagre te ni rezi te ni indi tini korang so ta po so chini ka tang yige mashi wachi oya tini ka tang yige mashina tini ta korang ka kaja shana da samlo tang da kandi chena teni jambazla teni samlo tansariang teni jambare charre katang yi jambare sana teni samlo tansariang kona jambare ndore korang ka rantang ka tawa mase ka tawa jiting ka tawa sim zegre tawa sim bote jambare ndore zim teni jambare charna teni tanga so kare ta katang yi ne kakare te samlo tansar na kakare chang so bogo so pena ge kasang ze me ya changma ze me kashi ze pena te pena Katang yigena shigmare jambare tani ta samlo tansarna tini kaka renjore kale khatak cherang renjore tani ri sarna tani ta ngazo boba se guna ta gani se gore re te kyong mare ngare chak dinala ngarang ga chaksan dina chakte ngarang boba re zina te hago mare je te boba ga chana sing hago mare chak telang asu zambolong ga tokla chaksum riksum da rigjen da tin ma to mambo menduze 대 옛날에 요나가 저 착한나란 추샤가 따나마도 대 거야요 말이죠. 된디 인디 참마가 삼로 빼 약보 땅에 뛰는 갱커고 오래마도 저서 파마초 수수랑 그 인지 약보 마시나 되니 부글라 인지 잡네 되니 저랑서 인지 러야 되니 제근도 여사리 빼탑 쪼슈리 빼탑 득보래 되니 제 문두지 되니 지나 약보 말이 되니 지나 알아서 르니 마시가렌데 오래 되니 르니 마시나 부글소라 빼 없노 침보게 그래 그런 팔 피자 반다 오래 되니 저랑 그 겸상가 나니 피자나 난가 첨보 말해 리드 그런 물을 때문에 팔 피자나 난가 첨보래 봐 삼로 당공도 삼근도
So of these 4 criterion, the third and the fourth are probably not so relevant in terms of the contemporary discussion. Having a common economic livelihood, for example, is no longer really applicable. There are Tibetans who do all kinds of different things for their livelihoods, and this doesn't affect whether or not they are a single people. Likewise, there are Tibetans in the east, there are Tibetans in the west, there are Tibetans scattered everywhere today, but that also doesn't impact on whether they are a single people or not. The really 2 important and defining criteria for distinguishing Tibetans as a separate people are their language and their common cultural awareness or value system. However, the danger is that when people lose their language, their ability to speak Tibetan, their ability to read Tibetan, then essentially they cease also to have the common cultural ideas and common cultural values as well. Their worldview, their values, etc., they all essentially become assimilated to the people of the dominant culture of wherever they're living. And so then, whilst people still may claim to be Tibetan, there's no real basis on which this claim can be founded. For example, saying that one's blood is Tibetan is something that can't really, one certainly can't tell in an external sense, and even if you were to examine a person's blood, you would only be able to identify what their blood group was. You wouldn't be able to find anything out more than that. So it's the importance of language is absolutely vital. It's through language that culture is ultimately continued, or it's through the loss of culture, the loss of language, that children's culture is taken away from them. And this is a very, very sad thing if parents speak to their children in English, and they don't speak English well themselves, and they sort of take advantage of the opportunity of speaking English with their children to improve their own English. It seems it's a situation like this. In any case, this is a very negative situation, and it's something that we shouldn't allow to be the case.
인지가 시나 빼 약보리 시고래 가서 너쇼라 되나 인지가 맛이 탐메레스 티토라더니 야미가 옛날에 영어가 옛날에 가르잠바 mom보시나 빼 약보리 시나 빼 양보레지 시나 윤든 mom보요레 레데 자위차닝 아랑 소랑 같이 시고래 마토더니 거랑 같이 마시나 더니 당아랑 뽑아 연세야 같더니 직 딸인디 고소거더니 산이니 요비나니 더니 점승이 요비나니다 점승 가이데메 바레송레 쉐카데메 바레송레 까땅 이게세야데 가레제나 나초 무수수라 페나 다 야급 강에나 페나 카나다 되니 뭐이나 되니 나랑 카나티 뭐연제네 코랑라 토탕 황이게세야 되니 또얀도와 야급 수술란 잠불랑 수술란도와 된다 보레제 까땅 이게세지도 데레제 저랑치 그 보바 연제나데 코랑가 보바 까땅 이게데 약보스 되니 코랑 시거요나 대양 코랑 중이 내gem네 약보 파마서고 주니 신경쓰겠나 되니 코랑 그 토탕 황이긴다고 nga 보바 연세나 데 코랑 그 참아 데레삼바데 요리 되니 데 메소나 베나 가서 다 나랑랑 그때니 토탕 방이 베나 가서 잠발랑 그 야급스 게나다 코랑 그때니 라믹지나 토탕 방이 그때 코 되니 라자나 메소나 되니 코 코 아메리카 메즈나 코 유럽 메즈나 데데 이 지금 말하거든 결혼 가리 옛날 결혼 이게 계셔다지 다 이게 계려면은 어디 라믹 때 또야 메나 되니 토탕 황이 때 또야 메나 되니 다 잠바서고 이 지금 말아 디인디 되니 가서 가익 때 되니 미수소고 되니 토탕 황이 라보레스 때 럭나 자원에 약보여 말때 저 인담만다 잡고리 당나 연출 때 직시나 감문도지 가서 밀롱방나라 용 소소 까블레만 보잡 파마초 보고 다냠도 대야 때니 그렇게 만보 용고요 말이 딘지 직시나 감문도지 제때 다티 감문도지요 말가 사마가 때니 어다카요 말이 다교요 말이 다 딘지 랍잖아 때니 다지마 마음바나 야보 사원에 용고 말이 때 사마가 당나 연출 강 인나인 다니 송티 디톨라 때니 삼로 야보 땅고래 소소 때 지지 때니 가서 ngaso samlo tangyo ze ngaso zani mala teni za pembala hotel tongyo ze oya jeti ti shirtang ya pore zani mala pembala teni lojong chena te yonaga menaga zena yonaga pe ya pore ze rete te zamki chichi yong ko phama ga shik jab go ndus.
In general, learning English is very good. It's very important living in an English-speaking place. Likewise, it's excellent to learn other languages as well, Chinese, Japanese, whatever it may be. However, if one does not speak one's own language, if one doesn't speak Tibetan, then essentially you're doing away with half of the characteristics that define you as a Tibetan. If we see the two defining halves as being one's language on the one hand and one's cultural values and beliefs on the other, then doing away with one's language is doing away with half of one's claim to be Tibetan. We can view in being in possession of a language, being able to speak it and being able to read it as a kind of identity card in a way. So being able to speak Tibetan and read Tibetan is something that one can show other people to attest for one's being Tibetan. It's like if one loses one's passport or loses one ID card, for example, then it's very difficult to prove one's identity. Without this, how does one prove that one comes from America or comes from whatever place? It's possible, of course, that for many people coming to the West, coming to Canada, wherever, that it's difficult and There are a lot of new situations to adjust to, and so maybe the language loss is something that we can, from certain point of view, understand. However, we really can't allow for this to be the case. It's very important that we pay attention to and really prioritize the importance of Tibetan language.
Tanita ngaso samlu tansar ngaso bok teni ta chama teni samlu ti kare na bok samlu te kare je ngaso chik chna chik ngaso lejim je yak bosong ya tere lejim je sone ma chamu ma demba tendisia jalang gokor ramda ma tang ya no tendi ko tone lejim je yak bosong ya te ngaso bok teni rantang ka tawa chigris ni ne teni ta ngaso mo jamba chola teni ta muy 마츠다 ngaso tini chokchak yinare tini ta ngaso sir nopa machine kanzina ngaso tini para nopa machine kanda shirtang simchen la nopa mai pa mashipa jala nopa mashipa chewa me pa ngaso bogo tawari ni pares tani sumba de ti tola ngaso susu rang ni pa tang tni tini mo jambala tini shamdang nyarji gomba mo jambala phandya te ngaso tini bogo tini tawasina terezi teso ngaso chu na yongwa kyangkyang re nduzi chu na yong bare tena teni ti samlo te teni ngaso bogo samlo sina terezi teni te para laksar sona teni ta ngaso samlo kususu shirtang mi gerla samlo ramda mambo yona chokore rete ngaso shirtang ko teni samlo te terezi ngaso yong kyap ko ngaso boba tamchi ji samlo te ngaso lo tongchak jigda lak teni zgarang la terezi teni te para laksar na teni ta ngaso nge ta bogo samlo ndayin ze gona tez karbores.
So in respect of language, some parents think that sending their children to Tibetan school on Saturdays and Sundays is enough, and whilst attending school is better than not attending school, simply relying on this method alone for the preservation of Tibetan language is not adequate. In terms of the content of Tibetan cultural values and beliefs, there are three really main key things. The first being the belief and observation of the law of karmic cause and effect, the view that good actions produce good results and negative actions produce negative results. On account of the fact that Tibetans generally adhere to this, they are upright people and honest people. Secondly, Tibetans generally do not approve of harming other beings, and not just human beings, but also animals as well. And so this desire not to harm beings and non-violent view, as it were, is also the second cultural value or general cultural value that Tibetans have. Thirdly, Tibetans in general are an altruistic people who believe in helping other people, who believe in treating others with kindness and compassion. These three characteristics, to say that they are the entirety of the Tibetan cultural values may not be the case, but these are general cultural attributes that Tibetans share. And once these are lost, it will be very difficult to say what in fact being Tibetan or what a Tibetan in fact is in terms of the content of cultural views and beliefs.
다 교수 가서 산이 라용 요비더니 보바가 추적돼서 너네 계속 저라 야보 제로 지세 디나란 로로 지세 지시나 가서 다 가서 베나 파일라 요비네 감나 디니 다 소소 사캬냥마 겔릭지티 소소소소라 곰바 디니 담다 mambo요레 딘디 엔디 다 가서 베나 지 캐나다가 종kir가 종kir 다 종kir 강하로 와 딘디즈글라요나 베나 가서 종kir 디나라 사캬냥요 냥마요 겔릭요 조나 딘디 참아 요구나 때 가보레지 요 말이지 때문에 균 싸워니 만두지 되니 교란종 가서 베나 가서 실당 가서 파일라요 비카스 나랑 냥마였나 되니 따탄 드나 가서 겔릭 그때니 때 주소서 마도 잠바 메나 때균 지직 만두지 교랑 겔릭 주소나라 롱송네 로종시 되니 제다니 쳔보 되니 람름레 상체 람름 쳔모테서 로종지다 때직 바렌두지 잡르지 요 말이지 나야 된다 보시니 베나 가서 되니 다 사찬데라 가서 파일라 요니 금나 나랑 겔릭 곰바이나 되니 사찬 딘디 사샤살 렙타나 어다 사찬들라 겔릭 그 주소 만두지 Tani jonan ke chusok ching de tele jamba menduk zi tani yena ta kyo mari kyaran jonan ke chusok long na long ne tani jeda samba zambo tani nga so le jimde la ye chi chi ya ne jonan ke chusok na la yore tani nga so jan la no pa ma shi pa sewa me pa na tinang la lojong shi gi yore tani jan la shamdang nyar ji shi ya na tinang la yore te chama yore te nga so tani yewa ma shi chama song ne tani shi go re ma to ta nga so shakin tani ya bo Gamoreze, teni Gangayona, Tinalandra, Yapo, Jene, Teni, Shamda, Nyarjeda, Shangship Jisem, that is a Lojon Yapojida, Teni, Lojon Yapojida, Teni, also same Gotoni, Dumar Mambo Mendores.
So I'd urge everybody to make good contact with their local Dharma centres, the Dharma centres in the place they may be living, regardless of what the particular lineage of the Dharma centre in question may be. Whilst back in Tibet, back in our home places, most people have various lineage affiliations related to their local monasteries, etc. People view themselves as either being Nyingma or Gelug or Jonang or Sakya or whatever. But to expect that we would be able to have such a variety of Dharma centres going along the lines of different lineages in another place is really asking too much. It's absolutely not an issue at all if we are living in a particular place. Originally, back in Tibet or in our hometowns, we considered ourselves Nyingma, but here there's no Nyingma Dharma Centre, so we attend a Gelug one. This is absolutely fine. There's no problem. There should be nothing that should stop us studying the Lamrim or whatever. Similarly, if we are from a Gelug background in Tibet, we find ourselves only being able to attend a Jonang centre in the West, there's no problem at all. All of the centres emphasise common things like karmic cause and effect, bodhicitta, assisting other people, altruism, compassion, etc. So regardless of what the lineage of the Dharma Centre may be in your own local area, you should take advantage of the opportunity to go there and properly study these things. Through studying things like bodhicitta, etc., and other aspects of the Buddhist tradition, you will really discover proper, concrete ways of relieving suffering.
Teni merja pomo teni chu nyamsi lenlek tela teni ngacho mandang wi chaching dus ngacho boba nangla yena ndu shila yena te yoreze mandang wi chaching dus mandang wi chade gareze na te ngacho pena bog nangla yena te ngama ni te shusok nyamba ni te tata yang saja mambo te ngacho merja pomo chu dumna ta manan do ya da tamsi nyamdo chone manan dong ya da teni darngo bari ya da kora jawe ya da khulu kora ya Tendri ma so ba teni nga so chula lo jong shi gom gyab tendri shi ji nga so teni menduk ze nga so bog na la menduk ze na tsawa ne me pa mare ta pe nyong ren do ze pe nyong ren do te nga ran so jig menduk ze te nga so girju gyab go do te nga re menduk ze te manduk pa te kyosu manduk ba mare te nga so mangsuk ko manduk ba mare te nga so manduk ba ren do ze jere ze nga so 오늘 전에 나 되니 만속라 엉아서 되니 교수 검잡 거래 교수 로종 셰 거래지 된디 파르 셰 거래 로소 떼 거래 레티티 로소도 가서 약보 쩨면도 되 가서 교전도지 얘네 가서 따따 gerchu 잡고요지 gerchu 잡고요 때 요나 되니 교수 실록라 용건 소요나 되니 가서 다 가서 베나 야미 로종 셰근도와 야미 추 로종 셰근도 검잡근도와 되니 너쇼 검모도 소 되니 추 로종 셰근도 검잡근도와 되니 가랑 소요 되니 로종 셰 거래 검잡 거래 많은 동고래 된 동고 말이제가 말에 콜로 콜고래 꼬라 잡고래 레테티 찍보고 잡아내 용거 만들더니 교랑소요 로종야 보지 굼갑 때 가서 할래가 바까친 보래.
Looking at things from another perspective, however, it is certainly the case that there are inadequacies in terms of the traditional Tibetan approach to lay practice of religion. Traditionally speaking, the formal study of religion and the practice of meditation have not been regarded as things that ordinary lay people pursue. The lay definition of practicing religion has tended to be things like counting money and spinning one's prayer wheel, doing kora, etc., things like this. And I'm not saying that it's not important to do these things. Of course, we should do this. We should still do recitations and do kora, etc. But in addition to this, it's really important that as lay people, we also study the Dharma and we also practice meditation. In not urging you to do this, in not telling you that it was important to study the Dharma, in not saying it was important to practice meditation, we as representatives of religious institutions were at fault. This is our inadequacy, this is our failure, as it were. But it's really important that we reform this area and that you as Tibetans living outside Tibet really learn the Dharma and study meditation, because it's from these things that you'll really get the true benefits of religion.
Telling us a poke nala ina, loop genie ngola, nistong sim galoni, telling us a poke nala, mansokonala, jombare, the sonala, so gum javata, tenditing us par tarpe chigose. Then tarta and the chigio, ina, taruina. Te hale pa yachimbu mareze mi mambo ngamata mata gum jawyata machapo moina gum jawan samdeya tendi shinkin duze rete mambo mare te na ta panchuni ngaranso ina teni manu jangjeta te chipo on jigre ta nge manin dongyo te go mare tendi samji menduze te ina ngaso teni lojong chula lojong ya boshi gum jaw shamnyang je gum o nimjong go teni samba gum ta ngaso tabaso kare gumna kyoso te gum chokoreze Getsalongo dombate tini tangaso trabanda shina tini Getsalongo dombalena chokore mato tele jamba choko marizi. Te mayempi chuti gang jusu nyamselena chokondozi. Gang nyam la chona tengaso trabagare the chuti trabagare the mercagare tini eva savani yo marizi. Te indi tini chusogo yangaso chusolandrea yapoche. Teni chusoso na teni ngaso teni pena nafshoko mari jamire ngaso bobari samala ta tambi chu tone saman ramnim je gore ma to banga chu tone ta simchen 탐시제 gore te ma to yewa ji yo mare chusogo tone ramnim shi teni 교란소 산리라 용큰 거 보바소 na chusolam je ya bochi lojong ya bochi gum겨 teni chiate pe garchen bore 교란소 생라 jagro chizi teni ngaso namgin ti tabrin teni sia dejiti korkbe yong mare Inside
Tibet, starting 12 years ago, beginning in 2003, we began to educate Tibetan communities about the importance of lay religious study and lay religious practice. So we, since then, there has been an increase of lay people studying the Dharma and doing meditation practice. While it's not true to say that there are lots and lots of people now doing things like meditating and participating in retreats, still the numbers are definitely on the increase, and this work in promoting lay practice and study of the Dharma is something that we'll continue to keep on doing. In terms of religious practice, whatever, in fact, ordained people, what monks and nuns practice, lay people can practice too, whether it be cultivating renunciation, cultivating bodhicitta, etc. These are all things that lay practitioners can and in fact should do, with the exception of taking vows. There is no other religious practice that is distinguished on the basis of whether one is lay or whether one is ordained. So everyone should make good contact with local Dharma centers and study the religion, practice the religion. It's really important that we have equality in this regard. In the Buddhist tradition, we talk about all living beings, and all living beings is not a concept that permits distinctions between people on this basis. So this is something that I really urge everybody to view with utmost importance.
Tanita ngaso gum jawati re takom gang gum gore ngaso sem gdungor mebada sem gnala demoche boyoya terang te ngaso shajire te yenna ta te kari she gore na ta ngaso dosar dini sha gore te yendi shirdang ngaso nangba ga nangla teni tapsi mambo doze pe mambo doze yenna ti nani ngaso terang shayati kangye na teni nyangji shamda nyangji Shamdana nyarji gomya tenge tenim dordiba teni samala teni ngochu jig yense teni ngaso shamda nyarji te yakbo teni gom thana Teni soso rang sem ka nang dingmer te so sama meba renro ndozi. Teni soso rang sem ka la tini demo ta kepo te tini te yung ndozi. Te tini ngaso namba ngama ni tini te shak yorezi. Tartani ta lo tongchak mambo orang la shaba te rezi. Teni lo kashi ngana la pena Amerika la ina tini tongchak mambo la jimjik shene tini kozo shamnyangji gomna pangendo da mendu zine jimjik shene te tarta korang so jimjik kum dream mambo tongendo chama shamnyangji gomna pe yakbo semgana ni dingmer mepata te tsu yongendo ze te char ga takendo ze kozo pena shamnyangji gomni tini zankorching da tini gomni tini korang ga ngazo kachi gana la mi kachi gana la tini takna teni nonshik chepo teni yoda me te hako ndu teni yendi pe na shamnya je magumbi kapsa teni korang la kachi gna la tagna teni nonshik chepo yo ate hako yore teni zankor kashi la shamnya je gum jab teni shene ta tagongdi teni kachi gna la teni tagna teni shamnya je gumbi jis teni nonshik ta semganang dungmer ta teso mar meba chaksongwa teni tsane ko ne ko tani tasu she ndoze nga chu tarta tsane ko tasu she go mari lo tong chak mo she dewa tere teni te gum go ndo teni ne te gum lung dor di je ga yens.
So how do we go about practicing meditation in order to relieve our mental suffering and increase our happiness? That is, after all, what we are talking about this evening. There are many meditational practices and techniques within the Tibetan tradition, but what I'm going to introduce briefly tonight is the meditational practice of compassion. Meditating on compassion or cultivating compassion is something that really can help us eliminate our suffering and increase our sense of happiness and wellness. This is something that the Buddhist tradition has taught for, thousands of years. In recent times, however, in America, many thousands of people have been turning to compassion, meditation, and have been deriving very, very good results. Scientists also have been researching the effects of compassion meditation on people, and they have found that by investigating the saliva of people who have been meditating for, say, a certain period of time, that by analyzing certain substances within saliva, it's possible to see that people's stress and pressure and other negative indicators of mental trouble diminish, reduce after a particular period of meditating on compassion. This is something that the Buddhist tradition didn't need science to corroborate or verify, but it's certainly the case that the meditation on compassion brings us great benefits, and so it's for this reason that I would like to offer a brief introduction to this meditation practice tonight.
Teni nga zu shamnyang je goya tela teni ramba tangbo nipa samba te korum sim yores.
There are 3 stages to this compassion meditation.
Teni tangbo nga zu lipo go namnang chudeng shea tang teni longro sarwa tang teni taso sama teni shangshim shokto semke ya ta taso namgin nga zu gum gang gyabna go resi. Gore de yena terang azu shekmen te ngazu tisu tindi mambo mendu tini soso ngazu pe na chawi tholata na tini mambo taji ore mena ngazu pecha ta na tinala saru she ore te moko ye andra tindi chiyo mare chama lojong shina shigres.
So the first stages, the preparatory stages of meditation, involve adopting the 7-point meditation postures, expelling our stale breath, and also generating an aspiration of bodhicitta. These stages, these preparations are the same for whatever meditation practice we're engaging in, but tonight, because we don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to go into these in detail. There's a lot of information available on the internet about these preparatory practices.
Tani tangbo nga su shamtanyar jizyati kandi zguguni gumgo rezina Thomer ke chacking ngomati kari gorzina tani nga su semchin dumur yok pati chogo dumur de nga su hako gorez tangbo ti teres.
So the first thing that we need to understand or arrive at an understanding of in the context of meditation on loving compassion is an understanding of the suffering of other living beings.
Teni ngatson zambolong ka tholan joa mi riki teni dungmer mo jamba ga dungmer te ngaso hako yo marezi perna shigbo zina korang rang shigbo yina teni mkyobo da mo oro te sola dungmer kare yo ko hako yo marezi dang jab ko mare hayan ko marezi teni korang rang zambo wangcha yon ken teni zina teni nyamchong te sola dungmer kare yo te ko so hako yo mare dang jab ko mare hayan ko mare teni perna ngaso lipo soso lipo tani ta detang yong ken tini zina tini mun napa tesola dungur kanti yona te koso hago mari daya jab ko mari tini ti ngachu nang cheshu ti tere ngachola namjin shamdang nyarji yakbo maki wa jimsen ti tini ngaranchu soso rang dungur ta soso rang tini tini tangba la samlo tangba ma to jamba ti la samlo tangwa de ngaso tongchin she namjin ngacho telam tongchin da tornang she yo mari
Usually we don't understand the nature of other suffering. The rich and the affluent don't understand the suffering of the poor. The privileged and powerful don't understand the suffering of the marginal and powerless. The people who have or enjoy excellent health don't understand the nature of the suffering of people who are ill and have disease. And this is in fact our major obstacle towards generating compassion. It's the major reason for our inability to generate compassion. This tendency, this habit we have of not thinking about and not paying attention to the suffering of others.
Sharshok la yena teni nyanjawota teni chirne chinang la yung ken chokchak te so teni te pe mambo zaga yore zatan de shok la yang zaga yosare ta teni zalag te halipa ga teni korang so teni halipa ga diksib ku shopa teni dikchak leka lelu dikchak sumbo la zayan ra ta yang sumbo nang la teni nim teni lugni teni zayan ra ta yang na pe na teni xie ta za xie teni tso ina yang aso di nala di pena langchu shine pena aso di polok zobzon da boshine chigdani ti langba ga sumbu la teni zoyan da teni ga pe dikchak ga tone teni diksib ha chang chen bo nyangji me pa halle pa ga yang awa teni ga tone teni mar zaga yorez sombo teni zaga yorez ti navshola parchi teni mambu yo amare teni zendo te yenna meshi teni Koranzo zana teni kyak tsarya teni ta kyak yosa kyak gumre yo bindong teni mato ba teni zaga yo mare teni zegendo ta samada teni yena mana hama ko da sherdang tezi teni mambo zaga mena meshi sharshokla teni zaga ndo wazi tan shokla teni yo shi chezi teni ti kapsi yena teni ngazo ti kapsi teni ngaranzo kangla samlo tanggo rezina teni nge chokchakda zana zaluk gandiz shina ngarang khanang la jimbo yongre samne te chipula samlo tangare mato ba gandi she jana khola dungmar yongre khola tendi dungmar chembo nge mayong wa che go samba te samlo to sawanin khorko yo mares.
So in the East, in many Asian countries, many people have very cruel practices in relation to consuming alive creatures, particularly seafood. They're often consumed alive or they're cooked while still alive in rolling, boiling water, and in general consumed in ways that are very, very cruel and without any sense of compassion at all. I've been told that that people in the West don't usually consume seafood and other creatures so much in this way, but in any case, in the East, this is very, very common. And what we need to do at this point in time is, when consuming an animal like this or consuming seafood like this, we really need to think. All I am thinking of at this point in time is how to cook this animal to satisfy my own desire for deliciousness. I am not thinking at all about the welfare of this animal, how to help it, relieve it from suffering, or I'm not caring anything about the experience of suffering that this animal is currently undergoing.
lungja tetso shana teni chidom gres chidom ne wuggarne teni so gres teni wuggarne so na pena zonda bozina teni kashi njogbo shigre kashi te njogbo shitab ko mendugse njogbo shinkan tetso ngacho karma latana teni karma g shigre te tetso yen rambo tetso karma jingni jwanga teni la shitab ko mendugse chiggarna teni reze teni kyoranso karma chigma to de go mare kyoranso chidomni wuggarne soso rang wuggarne karma chu de na teni nyamlin chozo nyamnyung jeda de kandin dugse 하고 그러지. 마서 karma chigma to de tab kumare karma chigla de na ta karma chi mari koni dungmur pe mambo njiktak da dungmur mambo yong do was. Tani zokta lukta to so tini karma ni sum je nga tu dum ge g. 다른 kashi tab jigni jisum ji jwanga ma to shit tab kumen do. Rete nga chu ti tsawani dang jab go yo mar cha chu sha zawa ta ti chu lan dang jab ki ma to ba jamba ti chu nga chu dang jab ko mare ti nga chu kyun charis.
Tibetans, quite often when killing animals such as yaks and cows and sheep, will do so by suffocating the animal, preventing it from being able to breathe. When an animal dies this way, it often takes several minutes for this to take place. Perhaps a short death might be a few minutes, but often death through suffocation can take up to 15 minutes. If we think about this, if we were to be suffocated, if our lips were to be clamped shut and we weren't able to breathe, then even 1 minute of this state would manifest such great suffering that it would be intolerable. So we can only imagine how horrible it must be for animals who have to bear this situation for minutes on end. However, when we're doing this, we're not thinking about the animal, we're simply thinking about the fact that we're killing it in order to get meat to eat for ourselves. So the fact that we are not exercising compassion in this context is certainly one of our faults.
pena chokchak da dendro da de sogo teni dungmur da de sola tonang shia de makashi kashi ge tondak meban da oten dis reze de mari tin norwa reze ka te ngacho chokchak da dendro teni dungmur te la ngacho teni samlo ta mashina teni ngacho mi nangla yang teni ngacho me nangla deze korangcho ji wangcha yongken da doshik yongken de sogo teni mi nangla yang me nyamchung da wangcha menken de sola teni korangcho dendro la teni le kan rabo teni korangcho nyepchun da damanda she teni te dingmar mambotat teni jegrezi dendro la ngacho te gongchur te yakbazu teni girju ge matana te mi nangla yang teni yongre te tsawa chongchong tsawa ne mare te tsawa chimbo res.
Many people don't regard cruelty to animals or mistreatment of animals as a particularly serious thing. However, this is in fact very serious. If we don't in fact have a proper compassionate attitude towards animals, then it will be impossible for us to manifest a compassionate situation among humans. For example, if we can't show compassion to animals, then there should be no reason why those who are more powerful, or more strong, or more privileged should show compassion to those who are weaker and humble in society.
teni chu sopa pena shira na la yong ken ga teni zoyenari luginari teni phayenari shayena ti sun rawo da te mayen ba pena nga cho dumthum zina nga cho chomanyo sa ti na la teni sharshok la yena ti na la teni simchin nyan rawo da ti sombo mambo yore khona so mambo sak yore teni nyoji yore tan nefshola te yona men nga ha ko me karti teni yona teni nga so thomar khosola muk ta go reze nga so mi mangboti teni re koranso te pena nyayena shayena te so sanna supatila mi mambo ta mare koran ta thuk mendigze ta mare inni koran shaza jela ga boyo ina sochi tela koran ga muk ta phok yo mare inni nga so in tam da te ta go reze ta ne khoso dumur kanjin do khoso kanjin ko ni shin ro do khoso la dumur kanjin ta ga nga so khoso la dumur kanjin ta ga ne tari kongna shapa ramba smyo zyaga ramba tambote teni nga so thomr muk tani dungmur yongken ga teni semchin te sola muk tani haku go reze kosola dungur kanjin do te nga so inda manda haku go res.
So in Asia there are many cattle yards and abattoirs where animals of various kinds cattle, pigs, sheep, birds, etc. are bought to be killed. And then in vegetable markets and in live markets, there are also many live animals that are sold and that are killed in front of us. What we need to do when an animal is being killed on the spot, we need to confront this with our own eyes. We need to look at it. We need to watch the act that is taking place and really observe the suffering that's taking place. Usually most people don't like to look at these things. They avert their eyes, they turn away. They don't like to look at the suffering, but they do like to eat the meat. In any case, the first stage of this compassion meditation practice is to acquaint oneself with the suffering of other beings by squarely confronting such graphic incidents of killing and suffering of other beings.
Teni nga zo minang la pena Afrika tawa teni tamba mambo charwa mamba pache chintongya mepa zamazaya mepa o tendriga teni dungor mambo yongo de denken teso teni nga zo muk hako gore ta gore tenda waza nga zo sharwila na tongdong o teni gyabri mambo gone ranting mambo shine teni kapkap samte samala dungor mambo yongo andao tendrite yang nga zo hako gore ta gore se te mayem bangarang so nyenkor la susu rang nyenkor la teni yongken ga teni mo zasang nani ta me phama shewan rao ta te mayem bi teni napan rao te so gang inam dorna nga so mun namla teni dungor haliba mambo yongo yore teni te so sama nga so muk ta go yore nawa yak po nyen go yore sem go yak po ha go yore shi go yore te charkin tangbores.
So this first stage that we need to practice is confronting and understanding and gaining an appreciation of all the myriad kinds of suffering around us. So the suffering of people who don't have enough to eat, who don't have enough to drink, the suffering of people in the Middle East where there's war and strife and all kinds of other kinds of suffering, at a more close range level, the suffering of those around us, people who are bereaved, people who are sick, etc. In short, the suffering of others is something we need to observe, it's something we need to understand, and this is the first stage of our compassion practice.
Teni rimba nipati kangrezina, teni nga tso partamu taya pena nga tso lonin taya ndawo tang, teni dugar taya ndawo, teni shine nge partana semchen te korang dengur mambo nyungun dewa samba, teni ziki yungu marezi, teni rimba nipati kandi samgo rezina, teni dengur nyung dengen semchen te karti nga korang yenna kandi ndew samni, teni samlo tango rezi, pena nga korang pena ta semchen kashiz pena kipchadni teni ta sobandaw pena nga so shag kechani sokare teni semje mambola teni chhaga nala teni sokandu o teni pena ngarang rang terang dendi shege ona kandigin sare samne teni samlo tango res chigre ni re yangna teni semjin do ngarang ka amate yenna kandindo samne teni samgo res ni amate terang o korang ka maschila yo no pakyayo mare Muschila yang teni korang kati mare pada manyemba chichishi yo mare sachila no pashi yo mare korang ka kasune dede yore rete nga tsu teni wangcha yo me katone teni zambu wang yo shi ne teni ko chik zong ne teni terang teni korang ka kipcha ba yan nanda teni korang teni chacha ka sa ba yan nanda teni sa jana te kandi yo sare samni samgo goris ni resi xamte teni semchin de karti ngarang ka bugti yana kandi yo sare samni teni samgo goris terang ngarang ka bomode muschila yang no pasio mare ku chichi no pasio korang ka lekale ne rang ka kasone de yore na ti kapse teni mo jamba chik teni korang wansha yong kan teni mo zambo chi yone oya teni korang chidne ta korang sak yin zini teni sanna ten gandi yin sare samne ngat yin nazi yana ngi amati yin nazi yana ngarang ka bugud yin nazi teni go ne samlo tango gores.
So the second stage of this practice means going beyond a situation where we are mere spectators, like we're watching a movie or we're watching a play or something like this. What we need to do is really imagine what it would be like if this animal, for example, a bird where we're seeing that's having its throat slit, or an animal that is being killed by being placed in some kind of machine. What if that animal were me? What if it were I who was undergoing this suffering? then we need to think, what if that animal were not me, but my mother who in this lifetime has never done anything wrong to anyone, has just gone about living her own life, and yet she is being forcibly taken by someone strong and domineering and currently going through this unspeakable kind of suffering. And then we move on to imagining and thinking about, what if this animal were in fact my own child who doesn't do anything to anyone, simply does their own work and lives their own life. What if it were them who were currently in this situation? And it's this way that we need to contemplate. This is the second stage of the meditation on compassion.
Tani nga chu samlo tane penang ngarang yenanda nge ama yenanda nge bo yenanda counter ta tabna korang kan tabna na tani tab mare se korang tab mare korang ka tela jabri gona na korang kosola matab se koso wancha chimbore koso top chimbore tab mare tani ngarang drona na tani ta tar mare trosa yo mare tani ta lamsang tani sakare se tani tokchakare ta kandigen sare samne samlo tana tani ti kapsu so rang sem ganala njikchak yong korezi njikchak ta changnangda njikchak tani chimbo yong kore sem ganala.
And then what we need to think about is the fact that this animal now, if it were my own mother or my own child, they are without any means to escape. There's no way that they can avoid this suffering. There's no way that they can get out of this situation. And by contemplating like this, by reflecting like this, a feeling of fear arises in our minds.
Ti tonda nipa tere teni ramba samba te kare rezena ta ti kapsa teni kandi samgo rezena soso sem kana lan jikchak ta teni yongi kapsa ramba samba te kare samgo zena ota simjin teso tamje po nga mareze ngi amayang mareze ngi poyang mareze marete teni nga yenna da teni ngi amayena ngi poyena nga chota teni terang dumur nyong denken ke simjin teso tamje po nga chon janja reze nga chon jawa reze 간디군이 자요레즈나 베낭 나랑 있나야다 나랑가 아마 있나 되니 내 보고 있나 나 있나 되니 가서 등물 강당 강이나 나 마요나 삼니 삼고 요레즈 나랑 등물 전부 있나다 가서 레착다 등물 충충 있나 되니다 가서 짝거래 베낭 가서 락바가 돌라 체르마즈 반다고 락바가 돌라 메스탁식 송송한다고 든지지 있나 가서 베나야나 가서 캅잡나 캅 그때니 가서 빡빡 pagnatit sa marwa tere tanga mi mampo stak ni tayong poko mar so rang la kap jabine kem tenjin di dungur chong na nga so ndok mare nga so tandlen lenan ndok yo mares no ya teni ten ra orezi teni terang nga so simjin kashi teni chokcha teni shinken gal ti simjin to so chikparezi korang so dungur ndok mares nga so da chikpare ndoas teni sam go ores.
And then when this feeling of fear arises in our minds, what we need to do, we move on to the third stage. We acknowledge that the animal currently undergoing great suffering and being killed is not ourselves, it's not our mother, and it's not our children, but in a very fundamental respect, the animal is equal to us. They're equal to our mothers and they're equal to our children. The respect in which they are equal to us, one of them is that just like us, they have no desire for any suffering whatsoever, even the smallest suffering, from the prick of a thorn or an injection in the skin or the touch of a fire burn to the skin. Even the smallest kinds of sufferings are things that many people turn away from, not to mention such great sufferings.
Tani yang pedanga sum susu rangi na tani dewa chimbo yonada ngaranso gaga yore te legada dewa chung yena pedanga 보발라 옛날더니 사자 근카 하장 더니 남시 장보래 더니 결혼소 사장 델라이나 남시 근카 장모인 사례 디 값이나 빼나가서 니마 때지 샤르나 나랑 한거 돌아 니마 때지 샤르나 데 가보시 그요래 딘지 대와 총총총총이 나가서 요나 가요래지 더니 가서 딘지 가완 자오지네 더니 심신 잠바테 양 가서 등물 더니 파르테 등물테 나르주듯이 등물 뇽된 그 심신 코소양 대화 총총이나 고조 가요래 잔다레시 내가 직발인도 와지 드니 드니 가서 삼로 땅니 드니 땅니 심 samlo mambo teni te yusam musam teni mashi teni sim kong ri pi tang ne zena sim chich go ni teni samlo jemo tangna teni nga so ta zo teni nyangji te ke yong gore teni teso koram tambo nipa sambare teso la giram zena ko chen je na ya giram je teni tim jingje te teni ti jis teni samlo teni tangwe tim jingje te kare re zena teni jingje te ta nyangji te ke yong gore.
And the other fundamental respect in which the animal currently experiencing great suffering is similar to ourselves in terms of its desire for happiness. Even the smallest kinds of happiness are things that every living being seeks for themselves. In cold places like Tibet or like here in Canada too, where it's very cold in winter, the warmth of sunshine in winter is something that is a small pleasure, but it's something that brings us great enjoyment. So even such a small pleasure is something that we seek for, let alone, great happinesses as well. So it's by meditating and really contemplating single-pointedly without letting our minds be distracted and run away in various directions that we contemplate on this, the fact that the animal undergoing suffering, just like ourselves, has no desire for suffering, has every wish for happiness, and it's through contemplating in this way that we will generate a sense of compassion in our hearts. And so this is the third stage of the process of generating compassion.
nyarji zena nga tsama kha na la ze shi gre wala nyarji ze kit tong ubu thole kandi ze la ze yor zena deni nga cho pena simchin dungur myong dengeng ge simchin dendi ze nga cho mukum thona nawa ge thona deni ti kaps nga cho sem ge na la deni khaji nime ge thone sem khong ri pi tang ne zena khaji nime ne deni o simchin ti dungur mena samba tindi ge samlo तेरे और सिमचिंती दुंगरते मेसोना सामने ते मेसोना ता सामने तिनी समलो या बोज जिल्ला खाजी निम के केगरे और सिमचिंती दुंगर मेना दुंगर ता पर ट्रसोना संबाग तिंडी समलो योना तेला न्याजी जेगरे.
So when we refer to compassion, what exactly do we mean? Compassion is a word that we all hear, we all know, we hear it thrown around a lot. But what we're really meaning by compassion is that when we witness another being undergoing suffering, that from the depths of our hearts, from the real depths of our being, we have a wish that this being not be in this state of suffering, that it be free from suffering, that we be able to help it be free from this suffering. And it's this wish for the being who is that is currently suffering to be free from that suffering, a very deep felt wish, that is what we mean when we speak of compassion.
Teni ti kapsa teni tarong yang gum gore tarong yang gum ne teni samlo tang gum zena samlo tang ya tele jamba yo mare teni yang ne yang do samlo tang teni che yona teni nga zo semchin tamche dungor mesona samlo te kale yargi sone teni kanti chegare zena o tangi semchin tamche dungor mesona samne ngarang ka sem ko samba cham ko yong ko mandu se te jamgi yong ko mandu te kare che gore zena 당의 심신 탐지보 등을 매바딩에 시고운도 삼네 나랑랑 그때 레카디 레고운도 삼네 되니 삼용 거래 당의 셈고 나라 띵ting에 심신 탐지 등을 매나 삼나테 삼로테 야보다레 리타타 티치 판토고만도 띵ting인디 당 나랑랑 그 카요 라죠 그거니 되니 심신라 등을 매바 심신 그 등을 매바시야 된지 그 레카딩에 레고운도 삼네 되니 삼로 되니지게 용 그래서.
So then we go on to meditate on this, and when we speak of meditating, what we really mean is contemplating, reflecting on it. So as we generate this strong desire that these other living creatures be free from suffering, this desire in itself is very good, but we need to go beyond this and work on generating the aspiration to undertake concrete acts, concrete actions that will assist this being be free from suffering. And so it is as we contemplate and we continue to meditate that our aspiration to undertake substantial actions to help other beings be free from suffering is increased.
Teni tendi nyarji de ke ona teni zonte ngaran so teni sem ko tola non shu teni sem marke panda ota sem tombanda ore dewa te kap sanga so mi khem sarwore teni pena namo ngaboni yar lang ngoi ne kamne khorang ko sem ko tola chi dumur ndao teni sem marke pa sem teni chung teni yong dewa ndo teni yong yore nga te so te sem ko narje teni teso tamje po me parene teni khorang so mache tondang damba reni ta teni zonte teni ta mja la phamba thoya ga leka tela khorang ka samlo tang ngi condition na mja la pham thosare ngi condition na teni nga so teni ma changma la pham thosare teni lan dang jap करे te khorang leka le करे teni leka le na teni nguni tane nga so mache ga deshkit zya nguni ga deshki ngoma ta teni tina ne yong ndo nga so Jalla deshkit yongya ga shawati lena uni tane ngara susu rang deshkit tinani yong doze te ngaso samlo tana te ngaso jalla deshkit yongya lege ware ma to ba ngara rala demo ta ke bo yongya te samlo tang yo mare ba jena te samlo tang yo mare je samlo matang na ngara so deshkit yong doze tinane te sarje sha cha ta ba shansim ngamani songware ngaso shunjik tawo tinala ta ta jartung chamba mambo sha tsaware teni Tarta tirim nishiban nangla tini nashoko semkam rukpapa koso mampoz ke jimjik sheni o ti renduze shamnyangji kena tini ngaso semkanani dengar ganga menro ndugzene te tindi shakandu was te endi tini ngaso tini mejanla yang phayang botok sosorang semkanala dengar me deski yo tindis rendo ores.
And it's by generating compassion, by generating loving kindness in this way that we are able to eliminate our own stresses and pressures and negative feelings. Some people, when they wake up in the morning, they have a very negative state of mind, they feel unhappy, they feel low, and this in fact is a kind of mental affliction. They wonder what they need to do in order to make themselves feel happy. But when we essentially engage in work to bring about the happiness of others, then automatically we are also generating happiness for ourselves. Without us even having to think about it, we will derive positive effects from engaging in the work of helping others. Many people think that achieving one's own happiness requires working for one's own happiness rather than working for the happiness of others. However, this is not the case. Personal happiness automatically flows from working for the well-being and happiness of others. And this is something that the Buddhist tradition has known about and has taught for thousands of years. It's very clear in the texts like the way of a bodhisattva forever, the way of the bodhisattva and other similar texts. And so for this reason, compassion meditation and altruistic action for the benefit of others is a very effective way of bringing about one's own happiness and eliminating suffering.
Tani ngacho nangchu nangla sem gotoni dungur mepa shya tang susu sem go nangla demo tang ke boyong ya susu dekit dang dam ba mas mjan la yang tani panthoya ga tinti thapsi gum gyawa ga tinti thapsi ha leba mambore tin nane nge terang chik tini ta sham dang nyarji te chamala ngocho she ba res yang sham dang nyarji gumlug ha leba mambo yore tina tinani ha chang tabdebo zo tini ngacho tabdebo shini tini ta chamala tini ngocho she ba res.
In the Buddhist tradition, the number of meditation techniques that produce similar results of reducing suffering and increasing happiness through meditating on the suffering of others and on altruistically benefiting others. There are many meditation techniques like this, particularly in the context of compassion and loving kindness. Tonight I have only outlined a very simple approach and only one technique among a great number.
Tani jamba nga cho te tarong gom janda tani jamdanya ji gomluk jamba ti so tani joran cho nga cho namba ga tani te chiyik to so na la tana te pe mambo tani song yore ti na la shine tarong nga so tang zapo gyachimbo shine tani lojong she ya tang tani lojong she tarwi jini tani so so nyamling yak bo she ya gom gyawya 땡내 따라 고나 샤파티랑 가서 머리야 보면 상마 곰겹 초거리 곰겹 촉바 맞선 가서 곰겹 고거리 던디 엔디티니 소소 곰자야다 던디 쉐바 던디 상마가 던디 쉐제 할리바티니 카르침보레 던디 체남베 던디 제로제스.
So in terms of other meditations on loving kindness and compassion, these are things that we can study about in greater detail in the Buddhist texts, in Buddhist scriptures, and after we've studied them, studied the techniques, then we should put them into practice. We should meditate on them. This is something, as I've said before, that lay Buddhists, male and female, can engage in, and not only can engage in, but should engage in.
Tani ngachu chung umaz drivna tani nyamlim she gore gum gore ta gum gona kari gum gore jina tani jeb dani chimbo chongka ba so wa ta ngachu jini ngimjong gum gore nini shangchib ko sem gum gore samne tini ngachu tongni ka tawa gum gore te sambo ta yakbo yong sona tin nala mandiwa ka ge yo mari tani chu nam tak ngoni tani chu driv samna tani te sambuti thola tinga som basun che gore.
So if we're really going to do genuine Buddhist practice, genuinely practice the Dharma, then it's necessary that we do meditation. We do meditational practice. And in terms of what we meditate on, as Je Tsongkhapa described in his writings, there are essentially three things that we meditate on. Bodhicitta or renunciation, bodhicitta, and emptiness. These three contain the essence of the entire Buddhist teachings.
Tani ngacho terang kan chachat diso ko wang tani zika tani parcher tani mjuk zokondog tani ngem mjuk tim mjuk tala tani ngai chamala je dani chembo tani je Tsongkhapa tani lamchu namsam ga tani longz tani chamala ndong yin tani soso go jima maung bana tani lamchu namsam de la lojong yak pocheyata soso go lo la leyata tani khathun sheyata tani china pe 할리바 ngacho dinani teni to sung shinlov janda haliba karchim bore teni ngacho pena garnda woyna ngama teni lama yujino rojigo bi kapsu sherta ngacho teni mitsama ga jong mambo lola lengo orete jong chongchong niti yinda manda mtsama ga lola lengo orete niti gare jena chite ngacho je Tsongkhapa ga lamcho namsamdere niti teni to ta Jati laglen rita, mitsama ga tini khatun sheyata, lola leyata, nyamlin sheyata, tini ngacho garla ina, tini go reze. Tini te halipa karchimbo imbi jamsinjiri, tini nge samala longzondong yins.
So that, due to time constraints, concludes this evening's teaching. But I would like to end by giving an oral transmission of Tsongkhapa's the three principal aspects of the path. Once I've given this transmission, then you can study it for yourselves and practice on it. It's an extremely important text. In fact, at Larongga, when my root teacher, Khenpo Jimi Phuntsok, was still alive, there were two texts that everyone without fail had to memorize. The first of them was this text, the three principal aspects of the path, and the second text was the 37 practices of a bodhisattva. In any case, it's a very important text, and it's one that reciting and chanting achieves great benefits. It brings great blessing. Because of its importance, I'd like to give a transmission of it this evening.
Lamji so nambasam ju so jibzan lama nam lav jan zar lo jeru sonro kun jinyang buton jete tambanam jinga belang kan de tando nam jinjing ngote jerter ni jan da ka sha bar sha kan ta tribu de la ma cha tam jo ton sha chu chom bai jara ji be lam la tum be kar dum te ta taw yi chin nam tak ngim jom me petum soi dim je ton ye je thame la ta la kam ba yi chang li chang kan li chan nam kun ni chang sher tomr ngim jom sa Tarmjoni Katze La Lome Payela, Combetin de Nashi, Dolem de Merlin Corvi, the Murana, Yaya Sambe, Shemi, Nashi, Dotator, Combin Corriban Sola. Yermon Kaji Zamyam, Jan Nimson Kanda Taratoni Loshona, Teaching, Imjon Keva, Long Imjon Te Anamta, Semki, Zamba Menavla, Mishanji. Panzo Devi, Jerem, Jerry, Lord Namji, Shanchu, Sam Joki, Shitacho, Jinji, Dokali, Chanwa, Tambu, Danzan, Chachita, Maru member, Martin Kunni Tao Mamet Baraki Jean Kiawara Dumur Samji Jinchame Bernard Nerkum the Jerkir Marnam Jingansar Samni Simjo Kipanzo Nilu Tobi Shir Mardana Nim John Shancho Simla Konshetyan Tipi Sawa Chapermani Bit if she team to Topi Tavlambat Ganjun Konde Chunum Tamji Jimdina Mim Tonja Amipirta so kan kanjik batin sanji GB lamla ju nawa timre loa me patang tongwa kilim tawi ko ani chit sudur nawa te chit ta tong tabi gumba to ba me nam jigrin jo me par chi chit timre mavlam tongwa zam ni le ngi chi ye jin zang tang ka jing na te se ta wi sha ba zo ba la ja na we yon ta serwa tang tong me ta se jang tong ba ni Gedam Devan Chavi Tsarishi Nam Tanzan Tabra Dobra Mangero Tirta Lam Jitsu Nam Sum Gena Nam Jena Rang Tobetse When back in the Zondi Toki near Tanjin Mam near the Devshik were Jibandana Manda to be a long lows on Tabohaki Tako Wombonga on Tabala Damba or Lasoteni Terangaso Chu Chandinala, Teni Yamire, Nashokomare, Teni Azo Bobare, Sama Petra Yaboko Song, Teni Chuta Yabo Nyanson, Teni Tamaung Banaya, Samaga, Teni Montane, Lojon Yaboshia. Tani gum nyamling katone nyamling yaboshia tani yang gum de kya mai banga su shisoko tola leka yaboleya changmala phamba yabo yongya tani leka leya ti chola changma ga tani shik jawrochi tani changmala tiji cheje yin changmala tashi dele
So tonight we have Tibetans, Westerners and Chinese in the audience. Everybody has listened very well, and I hope that you all go on to study the Dharma very well and to practice it as well. In addition to this, I also hope that you all engage in positive action for society at large. Thank you very much to everyone.
Ya tenim jiksenga chu ngwa molom zu shegeyin tenim mowa zena kadire zena teni teranga su chu sha teni chama chu sha chu nyen teni shipi gewan di teni semjen tamche po tserang namme teni dekhe tang damba tang teni semjen tamche tarthik sangji thopa teni ton la nga su par teni ngor gogore teni chama molom teni yakbo jamne nga chu ngwa shegeyin.
Now that we have concluded the teaching tonight, we're going to make a prayer of dedication that the merit we generated through listening to the teaching go to the temporary happiness of all beings, that they have all kinds of temporary comfort and happinesses, and that they ultimately achieve or attain Buddhahood. So we're going to do a prayer of dedication now.
Sonam dai damja zubanya dovne ni be dana banje ja jega na je balon de ba te bim zole do a do war sho oma a hong ban zer nger ba ma ze de oma a hong ban zer nger ba ma ze de oma a hong ban zer nger ba ma ze de Ola se tu ji che te tsamala tashi dile je